And I could see why the critics who really don't understand this trend are just like, wow, this isn't going to happen. This is even the guys at Today Show are like, I just don't see it. It's not a video game, guys. I mean, if you look at the estimates of all the ones that I read from Goldman Sachs, I mean, these are 35-page reports to Citigroup, 170-page report on the metaverse, to Jefferies, to JP Morgan. All of them wrote massive pieces on this saying it's going to be around a 10 trillion on average market. 20% of that is due to gaming, right? Gaming is the introduction to that. Now, you're seeing graphics. Why are they so bad? Because you need much faster speeds, which are coming through 5G, which is not available everywhere yet, even though they promote it and say, yes, it is available everywhere. It's not really available to the full extent. Now, it's easy to get more people online when you have the graphics that are not as good. So you're seeing a lot of things out there, and they're like, wow, the graphics aren't that good. And they said that about Roblox. They said that about... what was it? Minecraft. And Minecraft is like the most played game ever, right? And they were like, just like they killed, what's the show on Comedy Channel with the worst graphics ever? The funny show. What is it? The
cartoons like South Park or something?
Like South Park.
Is that over?
Yeah. So when South Park came out, you had to see the critics. This is the most stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. This is look at the graphics are, and everybody freaking watches it, right? Besides that, the graphics are going to get considerably better. If you look at streaming, when did it start? 2007, Netflix. That's when they started streaming. Up to like 5-6 years ago, there were still people in the United States that were streaming would come in and out. And sometimes you'll stop and you see the circle and then come in. Right now, that's an afterthought, right? Because the technology is so much better. But it took a while for everyone. Now it's like 85% of households, 90% of households stream, where that number went considerably higher over the last 3-4 years, right? So we got more faster internet connections, right? Directly to the home. You're looking at what's going on in the metaverse right now. It's incredible. This is a much bigger concept than what they're showing because a lot of people don't understand it. You're going to understand it by listening to us. I promise you. There's a reason why we invested in TCG. I'm going to set up something with David, who's a CEO of TCG. We had made the largest virtual real estate purchase in history at the time. I don't know if it still holds. I know other people had bigger purchases, but some of the cash was put up, half the cash was put up, some of it was put up. So anyway, we had it at the time. And that real estate is worth considerably more based on the recent land sales in TCG. The reason why people go in TCG is because it's an open metaverse. That's not what Facebook is. It's not what Roblox is. It's not what Meta is. It's not what any of these things are, right? So Meta, you're looking at Fortnite and Epic. They're not open metaverses. I don't know how they sign an agreement, and you can go online. It's like this coalition thing where they all sign. It was 35 companies, and NVIDIA was on there, Microsoft was on there, and Meta was on there. And then now it's like 1,200 companies. We're probably going to enter it too, where they promise to be open, right? Open source, where everybody shares technology. They can't do that. They cannot do that. They have all their data because they have shareholders. And the most important part with these guys is they have the audience and they have the data. But when we say it's a closed metaverse, everything flows into them, right? You need their permission to enter. An open metaverse is open. You can go in it. You can do whatever you want. You could build on it. You can make money off of it yourself, right? You're not getting 60, 70% taken away by everybody else. That's why you're going to see the developers build the greatest shit in the world in the open metaverses like TCG. And then you're going to see the crowds coming over and be like, holy shit, this is amazing. These graphics are 10 times better. I'm going to set something up only exclusive to Curzio Research followers, members, and I'm going to set up with David, and it's in beta mode right now. And it's coming out very, very soon. It's going to launch soon. And I told him, if you still have little bugs here and there, it doesn't matter. Go a little bit later. You want that first experience to be great because I've seen it. When you see what he's doing and you see the graphics, you're going to know why. Like the power of the metaverse and how freaking cool it is. Where it's not just video games. It's interaction and it's the ownership for the first time ever of your own content. Your own digital content, which none of us have. I don't even have that with this fucking podcast, right? Apple could shut us off just like they shut off Truth Social. Google shut off Truth Social. Oh, well, our guidelines, even though Google steals everything from you and steals everything from everybody, right? From the beginning, from Alta Vista and the patents you steal, right? Steal, right? And then you'll settle here and there, whatever, under the table, right? They control it. And now they're trying to control the metaverse, and that's what they're doing. But for them to be truly open, it's going to crush their stocks because that means you're sharing all of the data that you have. And they're not going to share the data. And that's what pisses off the entire generation from 40 and younger. That is the concept of the metaverse. We own this shit. We own our material. We can make money off of our name. No more third parties. No more crap. No more sharing. We decide. If you want to share my data, pay me. I should be getting paid to share my data, which I would be okay with because the data I'm sharing with the Companies I use the most may offer me discounts. That's fine. You should be getting paid to share your own data. And there's companies that are actually doing that. So what Facebook should be focusing on and giving a percentage to their users and everybody. I mean, not that they have 3 billion of the 5 billion people on the internet, but still, that's what it's about. And when you're looking at the metaverse and everything being built on it, I'm going to show you, just with Curzio Research, I'm going to set it up where, I don't know how we'll do it. I don't know if you can do separate Twitter spaces or a special call. And he's going to show us. You're going to get inside that world to take a look at it. Because what I'm seeing with the metaverse and the companies I'm talking to, compared to the shit that you're seeing on MTV and people and just the garbage and the graphics and stuff like that, I could see why you hate it. And you're going to say, well, why am I don't know if I want to invest in this. I just don't get it. It doesn't matter if you don't get it. You didn't get cloud in 2012 and look where it is now. It created $3 trillion companies. Trillion. Over $2 trillion companies, right? So you got what, Apple, right? A lot of that has to do with cloud. You have Google and you have Microsoft. All these companies got to those levels because of cloud. A lot of people don't understand cloud. I understand you don't get it. I'll bring it to you. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm seeing, why companies want to partner with us, because when I look at the metaverse and I see shit like MTV with people, the Bored Apes and it's like a cartoon, I'm like, man, I could see why people hate this shit. Don't hate it. Believe me. I'm investing in it. I'm not, just, hey, you should invest in this and I want subscriptions. I don't give a shit if you subscribe to anything of mine. I invested $5 million within this company, within the metaverse, right? I'm personally invested in it. This is where I'm putting my money because this is the biggest trend I've ever seen in my life. Why? Follow the money. Follow the money. You name another trend. I follow them all. I go to Consumer Electronics Show every single time. I don't mean to rant about this, Dan, but I've never seen a trend that people don't understand at this stage with the amount of money flowing in. And you know where all the money's flowing in? It's flowing in from the biggest tech companies that own the internet, right? Those gatekeepers, right? Those walled gardens. That's where it's coming from because they know that this is where the world is going. They know they can't keep everybody's data anymore. They know they can't suppress anything. That's why you saw Zuckerberg go on Joe Rogan's podcast and say it, right? With the whole, Biden laptop, the FBI actually came to him and said, listen, just, Russian information, disinformation. Like they're influencing them, right? And they don't want to be influenced anymore. And people don't want to be influenced anymore. They want to do their own shit. They want to capitalize off their own stuff that they build. And if you're 55, you're 60, you might not understand that. Everyone who's 40 and under, which is millennials and Gen Zers, they understand. Even the people over 55 understand because they see their kids building amazing stuff on Fortnite, Roblox. All that stuff they're going to be able to capitalize and make money off of for the rest of their life and put royalties behind it where it's sold and sold again and again and again. They're going to be able to sit back and generate royalties and make a living and be perfectly fine for the rest of their lives. This is the story we're trying to tell with our movie. Okay, it's not about Curzio Research, the meta movie. It's about, and it's going to be titled, What the F's the Metaverse? It's about showing everyone what the metaverse truly is, which you don't get. Because when you show the graphics right now, people are like, this is freaking horrible. And I get it, and I hate it. But when you look at the bigger picture and the stuff that we're seeing, going to conferences, talking to the insiders in this industry, this is a trend you have to invest in. It is amazing. And I like the fact that it's being so misrepresentative. And you had Mark Cuban come out and say, you're an idiot to buy real estate, which, he doesn't understand. The metaverse is not going to be one thing for many, many, many years. There's going to be several great metaverses and owning commercial real estate within those. That's what all the major companies are going to go to. That's where every single retailer, every one of them, all the major retailers are spending money on the metaverse because the stats showing 80% of everyone in the metaverse buy something. Okay, they're all analytical, statistics, everything. All these companies, restaurants, they're all going to metaverse. Where they're going to go? They're going to go into the best metaverses that have the biggest traffic, that have the best graphics, and they're going to have to rent that real estate or either purchase that real estate from whoever owns it in the commercial real estate areas within this. I'm betting it's going to be TCG. If you don't believe me, it's fine. It's okay. But when I do that special, I'm going to tell David to do it for us, where it's just going to be online for everyone, Curzio Research. That's what you're going to see, what I'm seeing, what a true open metaverse looks like, and why the graphics are great, and why it's cool, and why you're going to see so many great developers, including Unity and Unreal. Unreal's got the best graphics. Unity is more compatible, a little bit less graphics. You can use both. Unity is going to be the winner at first because that's going to be more compatible. You can go different metaverses using that same technology. That's what you're going to see going forward. And I'll explain that to you. You'll see it in person, and hopefully I'll be able to bring that to you shortly within the next couple of weeks. I'll talk to David about setting that up.
Quickly, and I confess, I didn't watch the performance, although I do like a lot of Eminem and Snoop Dogg songs. What What didn't you like about it? Because from their perspective, they own that content. Obviously, it's good for them. You're saying it was just more good for their brand or their apes instead of the general metaverse.
It was kind of boring. It was like a cartoon, right? It was a cartoon.
Was it just a performance? Was it just them rapping?
Well, it was a performance with him sitting on the couch and, smoking weed and pretending they're smoking weed. And this is a whole thing about, just...
Hell, you can even get high in the
It was like, yeah,
it's getting a lot better.
You can. That's even... But they were promoting like their own stuff, which I get, but it wasn't a good representation of the metaverse.
Of the macros.
Of the macro. It was like, what, this is what it is? These guys have their characters that look a little bit like them and they're just jumping around and singing and you got to go watch them in the metaverse sing. And then, of course, they have, them pictured in Bored Apes.
Gotcha.
So promoting their brand, I just didn't like. I get it why they're doing it, right? I'm not criticizing why they do it, right? You got to be self-promotional.
You're just saying there's a lot more to that. Don't.
Oh my god!
Because
just
of the
seeing
hype.
that, people like, why would I go to the metaverse to see that? That's how I felt. And I'm like, man, you're not by watching that. It turned me off to the metaverse, and that's what I'm saying, which is a good thing for us. Because it's going to make a lot of people still not understanding. That's why you're seeing articles. They're right. Why the graphics suck? $177 billion. What's going on? You're going to see the graphics get much, much better because the more people that are going on this platform, the better it is. The metaverse is not about wearing these big fucking glasses. That's not it. No one's going to run. You're not going to have 3 billion people wearing these glasses, just like you're not going to see 3D TV everywhere, right? Where oh, hey guys, want to come over? All right, I got to buy 7 3D glasses for you to watch, the football game. That was never going to happen. So the hardware part, I don't know. Maybe you get glasses. That's different. There's a lot of people working on glasses. I tested those out. They're amazing. Those are different.
Easy transition for us. We already wear them.
Yeah. So, but it's not going to be that either. I mean, that provides a better experience in terms of the graphics, yes, and a total 360, 3D, whatever. But when you look at the 4K view of going in these things, that's not what the metaverse is going to be. You're not going to need that. And people are like, well, I spent the whole day in the metaverse with these glasses on. You're crazy. You're going to have headaches. And that's not what it is either, man. You're going to see the 3D world that you're going to be able to go in. It's even the 4K graphics. And you'll see it. You'll see it when I show you, and you're going to be like, holy shit. I'm going to be like, this is why we invest in this company. They still have to follow through. They could still drop the ball. There's a lot of competition out there. People are getting funded. I'm not telling you that, hey, just because something's cool now, this is going to be an industry that's totally different 2 years to 3 years to 5 years from now. And right now, what you're seeing is just not a good representation of it, but you're going to see that going forward, and you'll see exactly what I mean when I show it to you personally. Anyway. Nice little rant on that. But some things do piss me off. Look, if you're going to represent it right way. But I get it. I get why they did it. Bored Apes. Everyone's like, Bored Apes. Oh, let's pay $3 million, which is just going to give you access. It's a JPEG. And that's not what NFTs are anyway. NFTs, and when I say access, I'm saying access just to that community and group, which is a massive group of very rich people and wealthy people and famous people. But overall, it's just a JPEG. You want to get NFTs that are going to open the door and give you rights to things, whether it's tickets, whether it's, those non-fungible items that was collectibles. But, now you have it on the blockchain. It's like, that's your patent, right? That's your signature. Now it's on there. Now you own it. And that's why NFTs are so powerful. It gives you the chance to really create NFTs to fund your own business before you really launch the whole entire thing, because you have so many fans. That's a massive, massive trend. That's a great idea. So, with NFTs, you're seeing these art pics and, people promoting like garbage and this is JPEGs. NFTs are so much more than that. And you're going to see that. That's why you've seen all this $177 billion flow into these industries. That's why you're seeing it. Everybody flowing into Web3. Consumer Electronics just came out and said they're having a whole section on the metaverse for the first time ever, right? Again, still early in this trend. It's not as early as you think. You don't see $177 billion within 8 months, 9 months flow into this industry. It's going to happen a lot quicker than you think. It's not something like 3D printing that's coming and you see it in classrooms. It's here. It's now. I'm seeing the technology. It's going to come a lot quicker than you think.